Yeah, and I agree. I agree with that. Like, and this I'm gonna tell you like this. Like, it's a lot of conversations that we've been having. Even I've been talking like sometime in A1 chop it up. We talk with Gabe and other niggas I talk to. Like, just talking about like relationships and things with men and women. Like, one thing I notice is that let's see what you think about this. Like, our conditioning, our mental conditioning in the West. Like, just transparently, honestly speaking, you know what I'm saying? I can testify about in dealing with the subject with males and females from the male side. You know what I'm saying? And I can, like, at least I was born and raised in the Bay, so I grew up in Florida. I don't know in the hood, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really know. It may be different with other ethnicities, other demographics, even other black people that was raised in different type of communities. But I'm specifically speaking about, like, here in the South in the hood, like, you know, we have we were kind of ingrained with a more, the girls is like kind of lower than us to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Road y'all?
No, lower.
Oh.
Like lower than us to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of like, you know, you kind of joke around with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, lower level of life, or lower, they don't really know, you know what I'm saying? But it's really come from an angle like you almost psychologically, like, you're a little demoted. You know what I'm saying? So the dealing with it is always like, you know, especially, again, this is mental conditioning, so it's a lot of different factors coming into it, but just the behavior, you know what I'm saying? It was a regular thing to kind of be like, you know, objectify a little lower, you know what I'm saying? And that comes to the mental conditioning, what I found out growing from boy to man. Like, I want to ask you, like, just elaborate on what you feel in regards to, like, in your experience. You're a woman, you was a girl, you grew to a grown woman, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with men in your life, you know what I'm saying? In different aspects, not just in boyfriend, girlfriend way or whatever people want to call it, like, you know, whether males or friends or men, dudes that you know what I'm saying, kicked it with, had some type of relationship with. Like, what do you feel in your discoveries in life about, like, the mental conditioning dealing with males, you know what I'm saying, your whole life in an aspect like that, and in regards to, in relation to the oppression of women?
Ooh, it's loaded questions.
I know that was about like five, six questions talking the whole time to one, but yeah.
I mean, from my experience, I mean, it's clearly, obviously, a mental condition, because we're not born to, like, do certain things that, you know what I'm saying, we learn to do. We were born to do that, hence mental conditioning. Somebody had to teach you and, like, condition you to be this way. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, I think it's just the energy you're born into, too, because it's so major, it's so big, it's so embedded in just the fabric of the world and society. It's like you kind of born into it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But as far as my experience with dealing with men in any capacity, whether romantic relationships or friendships or whatever, men rule. Like, stay in your lane, like, automatically. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, every experience wasn't so aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Some experiences was even, you can, like, very gentle. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as demeanor. And, you know what I'm saying? It ain't bowing up or nothing, but it's just maybe the way you might respond to something. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me shut that down real quick. Stay in your lane. You ain't supposed to be that smart. You know what I'm saying? Or you're not supposed to be that confident. Where did you get that from? Like, who been telling you stuff? Type vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, growing up, I feel like I hid that a lot. Like, I feel like I feel like, especially dealing with men, I feel like I've hid a lot of my strengths and gifts and talents, or, like, especially when it comes to intelligence. It's something that, like you said, like, it's something, and I know you saying it's in the hood, but really I think it's amongst all different types of men. It's just done in different languages or different, you know what I'm saying? It just switch up depending on what your style is and how you know what I'm saying? Everybody different, but it's pretty much still the same concept. I'm pretty sure women from all different, you know what I'm saying, that done dealt with all different type of men can come together and still have the same consensus about.
Because like literally, like just being real, like how we kind of grew up, it was almost like, you know, like, oh, the bitch don't really know like that. Yeah. They don't really know like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like that's why if a nigga used to be like, if you find like you listen to a girl, you're like, oh, you believe you actually listening to this bitch? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like come on, like that's just the narrative, like you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm saying from that aspect, it's like whether it's one want to argue consciously or subconsciously, there is a common, you know what I'm saying? Mentality. So that's gonna shape the nature of how you deal with somebody, the relationship. And like I said, the underdog. So like I've learned even my own life, but I didn't get to the point where I start honestly flipping it more and trying to consciously look from the other side. Like, and that's another thing too, regardless of subject, I try to look from the other side, especially when dealing with people socially, like, you know what I'm saying, we human beings. And I can be like, well, you know, yeah, we used to, I know the mentality and stuff we used to do. And then, you know, even if you're not doing something, like you say, quote unquote, so aggressively, there's a feel of how you deal with, you know what I'm saying, because of certain mentality. Like,
and it's levels to it too, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just levels to it. Every man might not be as this as the next one, you know what I'm saying? He might be more like laid back on that vibe, but it's still there, is what I'm saying. Like, it's still present to an extent. Some heavier than others, you know what I'm saying? But it's still there.
Okay, I mean, you know, we having a discussion, you know, some people might be watching this and be like,
what the fuck they talking about?
Yeah, like, nah, man, that's some, like, just the other about, like, a kickback they so man, that's some bullshit. Like,
truth always
of course, you know, a woman gonna say that. Of course they gonna say this because they really want their way, you know what I'm saying? They real manipulative, and everybody got different experiences. But, you know, I'm just saying, anticipating the thought, especially when, you know, because right now it's kind of like this, lack of a better term, gender war going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is like, it's always something that's been going on, but with the internet and social media, it's like playing out socially in real life and then in front of the world too. Like, so by doing that, you know, there's a lot more direct talk and like definitive terms being used. Like one that we talk about a lot, the term patriarchy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a trigger word. Feminist. These are trigger words. You know, it's one thing, like, it don't really go by the definition of the word. And of course, that could be established by any kind of curriculum board. But still, the standard definition is rather like thought association. Like, when you think of the word, when you hear the word, certain thoughts come to your head, what it means to you. So you got these terms that people are not, I know for a fact, sharing a common universal definition of them. So they're being used as buzzwords, putting in a box in your own terms. Like, just talk about patriarchy. How would you define patriarchy?
Where basically men are in charge of everything. They don't have to be, it don't matter if they righteous or not. It don't matter. They don't have to have no type of credentials. All you have to do is simply be a man and you in charge. It don't matter if you know how to lead. It doesn't matter what skills you have or what, you know what I'm saying, attributes you have or qualities. It don't matter. As long as you're a man, you over the woman.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
I mean, that's to me, that's the patriarchy that a lot of people, and notice I said people, not just men, men and women are following. Now, that's not the original definition according to my studies, but this definition that I'm talking about is the second definition you'll see when you look it up. I mean, in like Webster or some shit, but that's that second definition. That's the one that I see. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's the one that you know I see. You know what the behavior is following that definition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say to, like, okay, just like I said, somebody here, let's say we have a discussion, like, somebody hear that and be like, oh, in nature, you know, dudes be like, the male is supposed to lead. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you see this, you look at this in the animal kingdom, you look at the plant, the male is this, the male this, so this is just, it'd be like that. Like, okay, if that's what the definition is, then yeah, that's natural. You know what I'm saying? What would you like say back to somebody that would be like that to you? Like,
well, I would say I get the whole animal references and things, and I get it, but we're human beings. Like, we have dominion over the animals for a reason, so that means you're supposed to be higher than the animals. So, like, it's way more natural. Like, they don't think like their level of thinking isn't so intricate. It can't get like, this is why we have dominion over the animals, right? So sometimes that I don't like the whole animal reference, but I get it though, right? And like I told you before, like, I really don't have a problem with that, if that's the case. If that is the case and male's supposed to lead, and I'm fine with that as long as that is what's being done. Like, as long as you're taking that position seriously, and because it takes a serious person to be in leadership. That's a serious position and responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with it if it's actually that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you can't say, oh, men lead, but then you ain't leading, or you don't want to be responsible. Like, that's just not how it works. I don't know if that's the case, how it's supposed to be naturally, we have gone away from the natural realm, is what I'm saying. This shit is artificial. What's going on is not natural. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what leadership looks like. If you